Ooh, welcome everybody to tonight's Plumes of Hazard. I am Mask Blast 09, and here are my co-hosts, Understudy 77, Ubaka, and running back to his mini fridge to get some Diet Coke is the Angstful Vapor. What's happening, y'all?
I have never seen Angsty move that quickly.
Notice I was so I have myself clicked on, so I'm watching because I like to see the intro, make sure it's good. And I see you three down there, so I start talking and I see you get up and I'm like, what is he doing? As I'm trying to make sure I do the intro correctly and wait till the end so we don't catch you, in the middle of your Diet Coke run.
Oh no, I clicked on him when he started displaying the Diet Coke.
I know, but I couldn't see it. Right? Because I clicked on myself.
Mask, we didn't want to catch him slipping through the crack.
Which is entirely possible when you're parked in this chair for all day. You'll stand up and your pants have worked out a little bit.
True.
It happens.
It happens.
Cat Dumpling actually realizes Diet Coke isn't any better for you than regular Coke, right? That is correct. I, however, enjoy the taste of delicious chemicals.
That is good. Speaking of, I need to join.
We never said ethyl maltol wasn't bad to drink.
Oh,
right.
Could you imagine a ethyl maltol soda?
Oh.
You could call it ethyl malta.
Malta. Oh, well done. Well done.
Don't you try to steal that one, Bigglesworth Labs. I already got it.
Oh boy, that wouldn't be bad, right? It would be like the cotton candy flavored something. I mean,
dude, you know what though? I'd straight up vape a Malta friggin' flavor. It's good shit. A lot of people are like drinking. They're like, ooh. Grew up on that stuff.
Oh, that's good. I haven't done that all day today.
And I haven't vaped the tune enough lately to be used to the whistle.
The whistles go woo. The whistles go too.
Hey, the whistle should be in the kitchen cooking breakfast.
Like an alarm clock. Toot toot.
That's right. It's like an alarm clock.
How about setting up a pawn shop for vape stuff? Do you know how many Ubertoots would be in there?
How many what?
Ubertoots would be in there?
Probably not.
No, probably no. But I'm saying that's probably the best place to get them, because from what I hear, like when you're in financial trouble, it's just Ubertoots. Whether you want to buy them or you want to sell them. But it's flipped, right? So you would think that when you're in financial trouble, you want to sell your Ubertoot. No, you buy another Ubertoot if you don't have one.
Well, it's an investment, right? You're investing in your future.
Yeah, by watching your assets go into the negative.
Oh my God, stocks.
I mean, you could watch assets go into the negative also by doing something else, but like handing your credit card to a stripper and losing, what was it that guy lost? Like $3,000, $4,000?
I don't know, but I'm going to have to start banning some people in chat. There's a lot of Diet Coke hate going on in chat. That is not cool, people.
I'm surprised. Look at me, I'm a battery. Clean my terminals with Diet Coke isn't in the chat yet.
I'll stick with regular Coke. But then there will be a lot of hate for regular Coke, but that's fine, because I'm going to drink it anyway.
Got him!
Perfectly timed.
You know what's funny is so we start early, okay,
and then we waste a bunch of time until about the right time.
You guys are a bunch of jerks. I even showed up early.
It's that really high milligram fucking e-liquid.
Right. Hey, Foo, what are you vaping on, dude?
El Dia de los Muertos brought back to me my pancho.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, with the KFN on it, you know what's in there.
Yeah.
I've got I switched from the, I decided to class it up a little bit. I took the Snapdragon off the iStick 40.
Well done.
It sits flush on something now. It's on the SX Mini. Yeah. I've got a Milfy from Bigglesworth Labs.
A Milfy?
A Milfy.
Tasty. What else we got going on?
Cool.
I got Tundra from Bigglesworth Labs in the Stella clone on the Nemi.
Black load. Wait, does that still work? I thought you said we were getting some drop off with that.
It's the Addy, because I had it on my Titan too, and I think just because this is the clone Addy and just the posts are looking pretty rough. Like the thing has literally probably lost conductivity because I had the same build on my tugboat, and it hits much nicer.
So Fu didn't clean his room. It's just darker, so you can't see the stuff. Okay.
No, my room is clean. I haven't folded my laundry yet. I just pulled that out.
Oh, they were asking if you hit clean. Yeah, there you go. Killed the lights.
I got a taint hair left of Brown Betty in the tugboat on the Titan. Mark.
Comodovar.
Markadovar.
Still rocking the rail cracker from Derailed Soon to Come.
What kind of bottle is that?
This was okay. So
is that a 15 unicorn?
Yes, because here's why.
Wow.
Because nobody at VaporCon had 30 mil unicorns, right? Nobody.
Yeah.
Mad Vapes, thank you, Base Mad Vapes, had a bag full of 15 mil unicorns that they just brought to give away. They weren't even going to try and sell them.
That's hilarious.
So I got a couple off them because Mr. Crafty Juice Maker, Chucky Goodman, gave me his juice in here.
Oh, nice.
So what have I been doing? So the syringes I have.
Holy shit.
15 mil unicorns. The mouth is too narrow, so I can't inject it in because it's going to fucking overflow. There's not enough clearance.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go squeeze, dunk.
Shit.
Or when I prime my Addy, I just go.
The Mets hate is.
Milk.
That's what it's for, right? It's for dunking. It's for dunking your Addy.
The Mets hate is happening. Fu sounds either sick or perhaps just the pain of another Mets World Series loss.
Who said that?
Ooh, Carl. Carl!
That kills people.
Kills people. Get it. See, now y'all done frazzled Fu.
Frazzle what? My butt hurt. I mean, Christmas came early for KC, if you really want to know. Anyway, Carl, I think he's going to get kicked.
Put you on my shit list, Carl.
You're screwed now. He's gone. Sorry, HD. I'm not looking to see when you're taking a drag. I just look down and play this shit.
And for the record, yes, I just kicked Carl from chat.
Oh my god, you just kicked him.
Hey, he deserved it.
Because he spells his name with a K. If you guys don't know, Karl Marx spelled his name with a K.
Yes, he
Hot Carl.
Hot Carl.
I'm sure Carl's gonna be hot. Oh, and then now Flitz joins.
Plot thickens.
Unlike Sean's hairline.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sean knows where that joke's from.
Yeah, I came to terms with that a long time ago.
I know.
That deserves
The joke is from Stike, and it's one of my favorite jokes ever on that show.
Well, that you have to take into account that if you've been going through hair loss for 10 years, you just stop caring at some point.
True.
You do what I did, just shave your head.
Yeah, and that's usually what I do if I didn't, just not feel like dealing with it.
That's funny too. I didn't even realize that. You two have no hair, and me and Ahmed have excess hair.
All the hair. Yeah, I think you basically stole some of my hair.
I don't understand.
Yeah, brown delegation, yo. Brown delegation.
Seriously. What up, y'all? What up?
Here, Sean, you can take the hair off my knuckles if you want.
Mine aren't that dark, but you can have some of them too.
I do have to give you props though, because what little hair that I do have, you did loan me a hair product in Pittsburgh for it.
Anyway, hey, you got anything else you're vaping on?
I know. What is this law again?
Hair products. What is this?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Good?
What about
All
you, Steve?
So on the C Death Edition 0, we have got a Uber Tube with raspberry lint in it. As always, in the asshole mod, I've got a Hurricane with a bell top on it, and inside is also the raspberry. on the Mass Mods Micro, no, you can't have one. I've got a Nectar, and in there is something that actually I forgot what I put in there earlier today. Yeah, whatever. And on the JMFD, woo, I've got a Cloud 1. Oh. And unsurprisingly, I've got something I'm very familiar with that in there while I test it because it just came in today. Sean.
I do have to say that nectar looks really good on the micro.
It does look really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good.
So
I have the E8 with the Origin Little, and in that I have Amalfi from Bigglesworth Labs.
Mm.
I have my JMFD with an Ubertoot with my Omen drip tip that matches, which is all nice that I haven't gotten to use in a while. I have the, I guess, Asshole Mod with the Cloud 1 with Raspberry Mint, and I have the PAX Juul.
Oh, what?
Menthol.
Is the menthol good?
It's a good menthol, and it's 54 milligram, and I want to talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
When I hit it on air and start shaking and my eyes start watering. Go ahead, Masty.
Yeah.
What
do you want?
Okay.
I'm on foo right now with duct tape.
Wait, he has to show you. He's strapping TNT on his chair with blue duct tape. Show him.
You have got.
Hang on. Let me set the mood.
Actually, I'm taping up your fuel cap on your John Deere, buddy.
You've gotten a lot of comments on your hair tonight, so well done.
I washed it. That's why it's so poofy.
It's all poofy and froey, and they like it.
I haven't.
They like the poof.
Who don't?
The Brits.
Okay.
Okay.
I washed out my trifecta tank from CCI, and I put because I wanted to test something that people were complaining about. Apparently the nickel coil. Some people were saying that tasted a little funky, and I still had my nickel coil that it came with because it came with a Canthal build. That one's like at a 0.2, and then the nickel, and tastes fine. I put some Alice in it from Lane Co. Vapor. Tastes delicious. That's what I'm vaping on.
Right on. You have that on the DNA 200, the beta mod?
On the DNA 200 beta mod, which I'm thinking I might take apart in powder coat. I don't know, some like crazy colors.
I'll send you mine.
Yeah, sure. And I also got in, which we'll be talking about later on, the new noisy cricket right out of Sean's basement. Actually, just kidding. This is by Jabo and Wismec. Backwards. Wismec.
Hi.
There you go. So we'll be talking about this in a bit.
What's in the news, Robin?
Well, so you have 45 minutes to test it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna do it live if it blows up. All right.
Yeah. We'll do what we can do. Foo, you want to talk about some news, man?
Yeah. Oh yes. Today's fortune cookie reads: the guy who said you should never get involved in a land war in Asia also probably should have said he should never get involved in a pre-order.
I should have had that fortune cookie about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you're ready for me to queue up that queue.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second.
Okay.
So last Monday, Biggles Booty Labs launched through Bob B's Automatic, and got some bottles in the mail.
I always want to call it Bombi's Automatic Transmission. I don't know why.
Well, you've been saying that since we first brought it up on the show.
I know. It's just they should just call it Bombi's Automatic Transmission Juice. Wait, actually, they're done.
I can't do the Warriors thing with the 3 bottles. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Clackety, clackety.
Biggles, come out and play. He's got 4 flavors. There's Prairie, Tundra, Valentine, and Amalfi. Sorry, it's Amalfi. I had to make a joke.
Amalfi.
Amalfi is that spot in Italy where I think almond cake was born, or one of the places. But that's what he was going for. It was the one flavor I actually didn't try beta. It's really good. Almond cake. Really, really good. I have it on the single coil on the Snapdragon at 33.3 watts, the angsty measurement.
Yes.
Tastes really good. It took me a while to take to it. I couldn't really taste much at first. I don't know if it was what I was eating that day or drinking or whatever, but next morning I got up and I ripped some, and it's really good. It's very accurate. Mr. Mason Jar over here said that he said it kind of tastes like a lollipop. I know exactly what he's talking about. The Charms lollipops. It's got a little bit of that going on.
Yeah.
He did say that it runs hot when I talked to him, so he was curious, because that was the first one that I tried. It was the one I was most interested in. And I put it in a little 16mm Addy, bottom-fed Addy. And it's very spot on, but it's very sweet.
It is.
Especially to run hot. So it's very much like coffee, dark beer, hot cocoa, that kind of vape.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have it with hot chocolate, because you can't. With me, it's got to be one or the other. Like, if I'm vaping something sweet, I've got to be drinking like coffee, like black.
But I think it's more that than I think it is for me, like an all day kind of thing. It's a really good juice, and if sweets are your thing, you might really like it all day. It's spot on, and it's different. It's different than a lot of sweets that are out there.
I don't remember the last time I've had an almond vape, and that's what I'm putting back in my. I actually vaped it dry earlier, and then just took a drag, and I have tears in my eyes because that was such a nasty hit. But
there haven't been too many like nutty vapes outside of tobaccos that I've enjoyed.
Right.
Like Pistachio RY4, that was like probably the 3rd or 4th pistachio juice I've tried. I love pistachios, but all the other ones just kind of tasted shitty. And pistachio, and this is like the first like good solid like sweet almond vape I've had. That's like a standout flavor. And I dig it.
It's interesting, and it's different, and it's solid, and I appreciate when we get something that's different than everything else that's out there.
Yep.
And then
and on that note, if you're talking about Bigglesworth, the Valentine, pretty interesting. I don't really particularly care for chocolate vapes myself, but this one in particular, it's one of the best I've had. Like, it tastes like a York peppermint patty. Like, the chocolate isn't like cloyingly sweet. It's got like almost like a waxy kind of taste to it, like the Yorks do, and then like a really good mint on the back end. When you exhale and you like set your stuff down for a minute, you still have like that pleasant kind of minty thing going on. It's good. I actually quite like Valentine.
TLDR, it vapes like a cully.
It vapes like a cully. I think Matt would probably really like it.
It's good. It's a very very subtle chocolate flavor, and it becomes a little more pronounced the more it steeps. I haven't cracked this open yet because this is not to my standard to vape it. I need to let this sit for like another couple of weeks before I crack it open.
Yeah.
That one's on my 2-try list yet, so.
2 tries.
2-try, not 2 tries. 2-try. I have not gotten to it yet.
Before I get into crucifixions, just a quick note. I've been seeing a lot of people posting online petitions about sign this and sign that. Don't fucking fill out online petitions. They don't do shit. I'm not going to explain as to why.
They do one thing, and that's provide data to data miners that want to then go through and use your information.
Exactly. So don't do any online petitions, because young and naive Boo in 6th grade really got involved with some other 6th graders to have a skate park opened somewhere around the middle school. We got like 1,000 signatures, and nothing happened.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to do something like that, too, if it's something that you really want to do, consolidate.
Yeah.
So if we have 15 petitions, let's say on whitehouse.gov for vaping, 15 petitions is going to split signatures. It's not going to reach what it needs to even be looked at. Consolidate into one place,
It's like having Ross Perot run. It really messes everything.
Yeah.
You got to consolidate. Consolidate into
exactly, and even then, all the legitimacy of those signatures gets challenged all the fucking time.
Right.
So don't waste your time filling out a petition. Just don't. I mean, there are other ways to do your thing for advocacy. Online petitions are not one of them. So don't just avoid them.
A very
Swear to
successful.
God, if there are any more posts, I'm gonna fucking delete them.
From what it seemed, a very big phone campaign being one thing just happened recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
A huge, massive phone campaign. Apparently, tens of thousands of people.
Which, fine.
Still, writing to your representatives will go so much farther than your signature on a petition.
Or even a phone call. Like writing's always been more effective.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not only that, but just don't stop there. If you really, I just, and I wasn't going to get into this very long, but I just have an issue with people taking a picture or taking a video of themselves, calling the fucking White House, being like, look, here I am. Don't do it just to make a video. Don't do it. Believe in it. Believe in it, right? So when you go to city council meetings, if they're going to be talking about banning certain things, or you go to, when your local representatives visit different districts, go to it. Try to speak to the person in, face to face. I think that does more than just taking a screenshot of something. I mean, trust me, that is great. Thank you for doing that. Okay, thank you for calling. I personally called and it was busy, and then I called switchboard and then it was busy, and I gave it about a 20-minute try because I was driving from offices. I said, why not? Let me do this. But that's all I did. I didn't make a video of it. I didn't post on Facebook. I didn't do any of that.
Just say you did it. Don't sit and take a screen cap or take a video. Like, if you're about something, don't sit and advertise it to everyone. Like, look at me.
So numbers rolled in apparently too, and it's 230,000 emails to Congress representatives and the president, which is pretty impressive.
Sure. Hopefully it does something.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
And I mean, if you look at the history of the change.org or the whitehouse.gov petitions, in 2013 there was one, and it only gained like 30,000 signatures. Now, mind you, 30,000 signatures, that's a lot. Out of the ones needed, though, I mean, it needs to be way up there.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna go so much farther to go to CASA, grab even one of their current block of texts, right? They have block of text that you can send and fire off emails.
Yeah.
Actual words in a thing means so much more than a name on a petition.
And honestly, we're not here to tell you what to do, what not to do. We will guide you, and if you have questions on going to CASA's website, supporting Not Blowing Smoke, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if people don't believe in the advocacy side of things, if you're just doing it because you either did a convention or you ran a local meet and people called you out on it because you didn't support any of these organizations, and now you're doing it because of that, that's bullshit. Do it because you believe in it. Do it because you care about what's happening. More and more people start doing that, I think that's a bigger change than just signing something and posting it on your Facebook wall or spamming it to groups. And you know what? I've seen so many people get mad because certain groups on either Facebook or forums, say, hey, here's a place where you can put all your advocacy stuff. Please leave this open, because if we have, 3,000 members and each one's posting their video, there goes that whole group. So also respect that. I just, I want to make sure that it actually means something to people when they say, I tried this, I sent a letter in, and that was great. So.
It's like the dude at the party that got laid and just has to tell everybody the second he walks
Correct.
out the door.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, dude, congratulations, Yep. Anyway, moving on to crucifixions.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go.
Doesn't look familiar to me.
Is that poop suckle?
Yes, that is. Popsicle.
Oh, popsicle.
Is it loud enough? Just barely?
No, you're a little down actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go down a little bit more.
Ah, that's soothing, isn't it? It's more soothing than the hours, countless hours of the Bob Ross stream I've been watching over the last several days.
Here's a happy little Fruit Loop over here.
I can't see chat right now.
I had to mute myself because I can't take it.
Okay, that's the end of that. On to the next one. Oh, there's more. Keep it rolling, Masty.
Ain't done. I feel like that one really should have replaced the I with an A to be Twankies.
I just feel like using the name Twink is probably not a good idea. That means something completely different than what they're going for.
It's short for Twinkie.
My neighbor's kid was practicing her flute for a second.
Nerds doesn't look familiar to me.
Oh, the nerds with a U and a... That's fantastic.
They've got spunk, these guys.
They have background singers?
Oh, we've never let it go this long. Oh, Beta Ray couldn't even handle the torque.
Actually, you know what's funny? I actually thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was an interesting play on the lightning bolt.
The tank cracker. Oh no, I was just talking about the fact that it's clearly a tank cracker.
It's a broken bottle.
Yes. And last but not least.
Oh my god.
Noodle.
Nuto.
Nuddle.
Doesn't taste familiar to me.
Okay, can I stop this shit now?
Yeah, please.
Oh my god. Alright.
That was still better than the 2 bars of why you always lying. The over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Maybe we'll keep that over for. I mean, I guess we'll see. You know, if we'll keep that over for.
Right. I mean, real talk. I've been racking my on and off racking my brain about what song to use during crucifixions, and my thing is, I wanted to use Requiem by Mozart, but while the music is public domain, the performances aren't necessarily public domain. So I don't want to run in that red tape as much as I want some dope opera playing while I'm, crucifying people, since it is a religious opera.
So is that all we had to do to run a Duro out of here? Was just play some flutes? Shit.
So if he tries to come up above the water, should I have my foot there ready to keep him from coming up?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, those are great.
Ooh, me? Awesome. So, I talked a couple weeks ago.
And the week after that, and the week after that.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple times about this thing, which I think I'm going to stop saying the name of, because while I still think this is form factor wise for portability, it still might be one of the best mods out there. I absolutely love them. However, I will say, don't buy them from them. Don't give them another cent of your money. I say go buy them secondhand. If you really want one, go buy one secondhand. These guys have been giving me the runaround for weeks. Weeks.
Somebody gonna get a heart.
I actually pulled out. So this last.
Whoa! What?
This last week, when I got this one that they said that, I had paid for, a month and a half beforehand, and they said I was not going to go and ask for a refund. They said cool. And then they mailed it anyway. And then they came back to me and said, well, if you want to just buy it, we'll give you a few bucks off instead of sending it back. And I said, fine. I've got a couple people I'm sure that would pick it up, and now I can give them a good deal, right? After like 2 weeks, I said that, and then after like 2 weeks, I got it, and I said, hey guys, what's up? And Titan tonight.
Whoops.
I
thought I had that paused.
So that'll happen. I emailed them and say, hey, where's this money so I can sell this on and get it done, and they came back and they said, I reviewed the account, and the TLDR, what they're reading between the lines, what they said is, we're not giving you a refund because we basically realized we already have your money. Come to find out, the only reason they were going to give me a discount was because they thought that they had already done what they said they were going to do, and refunded me. So they thought they had sent me a mod for free, and they wanted to try to recoup their money, and by giving me a discount, having me buy it again. But since that didn't happen, they're like, nah, that's cool. It doesn't matter. It's been 3 times the initial estimate. It doesn't matter.
A shitty purchasing experience. Here's $40 off to have a less shitty.
Right. And that's exactly what I wrote back. I was like, this timeline that you've written is inaccurate. Here's what really happened. And I stepped them through it. And I've showed them the parts where I was flat out lied to twice. And then arguably a third time because that didn't happen either. The whole thing has been the most ridiculous customer service thing I've ever seen. I love the fact that they have no idea who I am because I'm clearly not getting any special treatment. And this is probably what anybody would get if they just go and order from these guys. So
Angsty gonna be like, I'm gonna send it back. Deal or no deal.
Right.
Even when I got mine, the initial wait when I got mine was 30 days. It took almost 60 days. I had forgotten that I purchased it.
Yeah.
Until about the time I got a shipping notice.
Sean's like, billet box sold.
Well, the problem is
Melody.
Right away, right? So the money's already gone, and you're just kind of like sitting there. So.
Yeah. I as a consumer, I do not appreciate being lied to, especially multiple times, especially and forgetting the estimation part, right? The fact that they were supposed to ship in 2 weeks, even forgetting that. The fact that I was directly lied to twice is extremely off-putting to me, and not something that I'm okay with. So to be honest, that's why I want to bring this up again, unfortunately for a third time, and tell you what kind of a terrible experience that I have. Awesome mod, buy it secondhand. Don't fucking give these guys any more of your money. That's what I say.
Hey, so what was the total on that? on the mod?
$250 maybe after shipping and stuff.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right. It was ridiculous.
The crappy thing about it is if it was any other mod, right? If it was anything that had even a close equivalent on the market,
yeah,
I would just say, fuck you, I'm not dealing with this, I'll get something else.
Absolutely. Would have gone get
but
anything.
There's nothing like it right now that's that size. I mean, it's very much like a very small Stig Helix.
Yeah.
And
without the cool custom part.
yeah,
there's that other company, Mouse Faker Tech.
There's nothing else like it, and that's the problem. Like, it's a brilliant piece that it doesn't have anything else that does the same thing.
As mad as I was today, I was almost mad enough to get on the show and say, Fast Tech has got clones of them now. Go buy one of those. As much as I hate that, it was
well,
that.
You just did.
I know.
You fucked up, boy.
Well, hey, guess what? So you have two things when you sell a mod. You have the performance of the mod and how it works,
Yep.
and you have customer service. That's all you have, right? So if yours falls under the mod's working great, but you got fucking shafted because customer service is a piece of shit,
Yeah.
you might as well throw the ethyl to it. Just
Right.
throw it in the trash.
So if anybody watches this in the future and I call this the tosser mod or the wanker mod or the asshole mod or anything like that's why. And I don't really want to talk about it again because they don't deserve any more attention.
Call it Expo Dick.
Exvo dicks.
Oh, dicks. All right, done. Okay, so I recently traded some things. So the gentleman that I talked about before that makes these lovely little bell caps. This is the one on the Hurricane, which I got a while back. I had an extra one for the Ubertoot, and it wouldn't fit my V1 Ubertoot. It only fits the V2, and we didn't know that beforehand. We didn't know that the thread spec had changed. The thread pitch had changed. So it's sort of been sitting there because I gave my V2 to somebody else, and it's sort of just sitting there. So Christian hit me up and he's like, "Hey, would you mind trading for that?" Right? There's somebody that wanted the Ubertoot one, and he doesn't have any more because I don't have any more. So I said, "Sure, why not?" And so I shipped it to this guy, and in trade, he sent me 2 because he's a very kind person. So I want to zoom up and show these guys because it makes things a little bit more trick, a little bit more different. The Origini. So replacing the top cap of the Origini is now a cool little bell cap, so you can kind of see some stuff going on in there. I think this might look maybe a little bit cooler on the 6mm version because you'll have a little bit more window.
I like that one a lot.
I think it's interesting. I think it might just be balanced out a little bit more on the 6mm one, but I still think it's cool. It's on the modmaker.co.uk biker box that Vaping Biker sent me a while back. And on the micro, no, you can't have one. I've got the Nectar. Oh, now this one I think looks really trick. It looks really, really cool. So it takes the whole, regular top cap of the Nectar, and I think I may have just thrown it away because I don't know what it is. So normally you've got this little guy, and it just replaces it with something that's nice and clear and cool looking. I think this was really, really awesome. So Henry W. White is a guy online on Facebook. If you search for Henry W. White, you will be able to find him. He has some more of those two still available. I don't know if he's got any for the Hurricane still, but he might. But anyway, he's the authorized reseller of the Chris Munn bell caps here in the States. If you can't find him online, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll be happy to send you a link to his profile. And you can send him an IM to pick one of these guys up because they're freaking sweet. I have had no problems with them. There's nothing weird that goes on with them, especially with these two, because since there's no threads no chimneys rather on either of these sorts of things, and I've got dings going on all over the place. Since there's no chimneys or anything, these are really simple to you just literally thread off that one and thread this one back on, or in the Nectars, pull it off, pull it back on, drop your drip tip in, bing, bang, boom. Just makes it look a little different than everybody else's. I think that's really cool. I did see one other piece of mail. So if you've watched us for a little while, I have no love lost for the USPS. I think that might be the most fair thing I've ever said. Okay, I'm turning off my chat noises because you guys are going crazy. Cat sounds off. So no love lost for USPS. For whatever reason in my area, which is a gigantic metroplex here in Texas, they suck. But they just announced a price increase for their priority mail service. So everybody that gets vape mail, this is going to affect everybody. So coming up in January, there's going to be a 9.8% increase sort of across the board with the priority mail stuff. Now, as much as I would like to throw them up and just stake them right in the heart, I'm not going to do that because the thing that I read actually was pretty fair. They haven't apparently filed for any. First of all, this isn't approved, and probably will be approved, but they haven't applied for any price increases in like 3 years. So that's like 3.3% a year. Not that bad, right? I know Fu was going to bat for him the other day, and I was going to save the.
Going to bat. I can understand why they suck in some parts of the country. Like I have literally had. I've never had vape mail get lost. I've just had people take fucking forever to send it, but that's about it. I think it's like $5.95 here. It's probably gonna go up to like $6.60 ish for priority 2 day. So, they're kind of all over the place. They handle a lot of volume, and it sucks that they can't be good everywhere. Because I've had nothing but good experiences with them for the most part.
That's definitely not my experience around here, but they do handle a lot of packages and whatever. But we've been all through that. I'm not going to go over it again. So here's the connection from this story to the next story.
They need to diffuse the airflow traffic.
They should definitely diffuse the airflow traffic.
There are 3 big processing centers in the city. And there's a nice funnel down process. It goes from wherever to wherever, and then it gets to the city. It goes to Flushing, Queens, and it goes to my town, and then to my house. So there's a nice trickle down effect. Whereas in DFW, it's like, you wait 5 days.
It's got to go a long way. So here's the bridge from that story to the next story. This package, DHL, right? This package had an amazing journey. It took the most circuitous route from Greece to Texas. That package right there was sent on Thursday, late Thursday. In Greece, flew to Italy, flew to Germany, flew to UK, the Midlands UK, flew to Cincinnati, went through customs, flew to DFW, got to my house today. Thursday to Monday, and that's including a Sunday right in the middle. So most of the time USPS will take most of that long, if not all of that long, to get to me domestically. That one made it here there. Now, granted, cheaper. The USPS is absolutely cheaper.
Maybe not. Probably not for international. It's actually probably pretty cool.
Oh yeah, probably not for international. So I'm just comparing the length of time. So if I was sending something to Sean, who lives in Maryland, which is quite a ways from Texas, it usually takes about 3 days, and it cost me about $6. This cost me like I think $12, maybe $15. But it got here across an ocean through customs. Anyway, what was in that was this. So the Cloud 1 Addy. So there's a bit of a shout out to Damien, who, if you've been living under a rock, runs the Safer Vapors Facebook group, and also has a review channel called Bloody Good Vaping. And he was kind enough to get on this list to get one of these guys, and also Sean. When I nudged Sean and I said you'd probably like this even more than I would, and he picked one up. So this is the Cloud 1 Addy, and this just came in today. So I don't think Sean or I are really in a position to talk about it, since we both. Now, granted, you got yours this morning, but I got mine later this afternoon. But I did want to show up.
We've been through multiple builds throughout the course of today.
We have. We definitely have, because when I got it, the first build functioned, wasn't fabulous, but it functioned. No dry hits or anything, but the flavor was okay. The airflow, it's okay. But I put another build in it. It is better now, but still probably not my favorite atomizer, but it is really neat. It's got a couple cool little things that I figure we could at least talk about, a couple of the high-level features.
But a lot of the really cool things have downsides, and I want to talk about that too.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the first one. Top fill. What? On a really nice RTA? You unthread this guy just a little bit, and it's got 2 little holes, and you jam your thing down there. Squirt it down there. Downside.
Not grippy.
Getting perverted.
Kind of difficult to open up to top fill.
Jam it in holes and go.
It's so thin.
Well, it's thin and it's slippery, and it's very difficult to grab a hold.
It is thin and slippery, and
Angsty's the only one who can get perverted.
It is all of those things, and it also, as you pointed out when you first got it, when you loosen it, you're basically loosening this top plate and separating it from the tank a little bit to line up the 2 holes. And
Juice
what happens?
Side.
Yeah, juice kind of can seep out the side because it's not like a full tube. It's got a little gap there. Not bad, but it happens. Not bad, but it happens. It's very diminutive and warm. It's very, very tiny. You put it in the asshole mod, it barely comes above the top.
Right there.
Like
There it is in the asshole mod, actually.
There you go. It's in the asshole mod.
Hold on. I'll zoom up so that people can actually see what it looks like with not blurry. So there it is in the asshole mode right there. That's that's pretty tiny. That's legit pretty tiny, and it holds quite a bit of juice. 3 mil, I'm gonna say.
They say 3.7 milliliters. I call bullshit because I measured it. I was able to get about 3 in there maximum, and that's with a tiny little air bubble, which obviously you have to have if you ever used a K-Fun. You got to have a little bit of air in there because liquids aren't known for being compressible.
It burns through that juice really fast, though.
Mm-hmm. It does burn.
It doesn't feel like 3 mil.
Surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
The next thing we're going to talk about is airflow. Whoa, look at that giant slot, the giant Cylon slot there, and then another one on the other side.
No, I'm vaping mine wide open as well.
It's got about 4 mil wide, by 2 mil or so. On
mine is wide open. I feel like a badass.
And you know why it's wide open? Because the airflow control means dick. There's all this air that looks right there.
Hey.
What?
It's diffused. I challenge you for clouds.
It's not challenge me for clouds. This is the Cloud Addy. Ready?
Yeah. We're not there yet. We're not at the name yet.
Right. So lots and lots of airflow looking on the outside. It's maybe got 2 millimeters on the actual chimney, as Matt Kelly is Suck My Mud is very wont to say. You're looking for the most constricting point in the system, and that is absolutely the chimney. You get a relatively loose mouth to lung is what it is. It's not in no way restricted lung hit like the Ubertoot at a 3 millimeter draw. Nowhere close to that.
And that's about all you get. You can't really. It doesn't start to change until it's about halfway closed off, and then it starts to change slightly.
You know what that looks like? An Orchid V7 or V8.
It does look a little bit like that. It's true.
Yes, it does.
I mean, and the tank bubbling out like it did, and the top fill, and the shin, the name, and
So
I like a tank like that.
My two pet peeves. So first off, I mean, you can come right out and say that.
But I had to get on the list to get it.
The deck is pretty much a K-Fun deck. It is pretty spot on.
Like a flat K-Fun deck.
Yeah, exactly. But you can take it apart to get to it, and you don't have to empty out your tank, and that's nice. That's something that wasn't on the original K-Funs. But it's incredibly difficult to take apart because all that you have to take apart, and this is why it's on the wrong like this. Is this tiny, tiny little piece right there underneath the...
Not the airflow ring, by the way.
Airflow ring. Yeah.
Yeah, not the airflow. It's just that little, 2 millimeter...
Yeah.
thing.
There's 2 millimeter right here. That's what you have to grab to get it apart because this airflow ring just spins freely, completely freely. So it's incredibly difficult to actually take the tank off.
Yep. And when you get the tank off... When you get the tank off and you've got the chimney that's keeping the juice in, which is great, the chimney is very loose.
Yeah.
And if you mess with it too much, it's just going to fall apart. Unlike the Rose, for example, where you've got a stand that they give you, right? You jam your drip tip right in there, and then it holds it perfectly fine. This one, you kind of have to balance it on the drip tip and hope you get a wide enough drip tip. Speaking of drip tips...
My biggest pet peeve, and it happens to be a pet peeve on probably one of my favorite atomizers on the market, too. It shares this pet peeve.
Yes.
This raised freaking drip tip chimney. This raised chimney.
Wait, before we get there, what that is a juice flow control a la the Rose with the removable drip tip,
Yes.
which is cool.
Yes, but it only takes drip tips that it can have. The drip tip can have no base on it. It has to be like straight drip tip. That's it. That's all it will take. Same as the Nectar, and it pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, you have to have a special drip tip. And
Yeah.
it comes with one, which is nice, and it's Teflon and whatever, but it is a little annoying. And all of this, like give a little, take a little sort of thing, it would be fine if it balanced it with amazing flavor.
Sure, and it's okay.
And it's not bad.
But what I will say after in first impression, it's a very simple tank, very simple, like a la K-Fun Light simple, and way too expensive for as simple as it is.
A bit. Now, that said, here's a couple more pros that we didn't mention that don't really have downsides. It comes with a really neat little leather pouch. It's actually kind of functional. You can put stuff in it. I'm planning on using this to bring atomizers to a con or whatever.
That's where the additional $100 off the K-Fun Light price comes from.
Probably, but there's that. It also comes, unlike some of the other higher end Addies, it comes with a steel tank.
I'm just doing what the viewers want. They just said, "Can someone mute somebody?"
It comes with a stainless tank. It comes with a poly tank. I think that's really cool. It also comes with a full parts kit, unlike some atomizers. Hurricane. It comes with a full spares kit, so lots of O-rings and whatever that you need in there, including an Allen wrench to mess with the posts. So it's a good atomizer, right? It's like $150.
It's decent, but the Hurricane is still better and easier to get.
The Hurricane is arguably better and easier to get. Plus, it's got some more air. And I know those guys wanted to do a mouth-to-lung atomizer, right? They wanted a K-Fun Light style, whatever. I'm down with it.
I like the draw a lot. I'm happy with that.
If they would have made it 3 millimeters like the two, it would have been great. You could have a mouth lung, or you can have a restricted lung and inhale. It would have been great. But they didn't. Whatever. Done. That's all I got with that Cloud One. Chicago thing is the next up. This is really fast. I'm sorry, Chicago. That really sucks. So apparently your asshole elected people have decided to pass a 55 cents per milliliter tax on your e-liquid. So for all you cloud chasers out there, that really sucks. You've now basically doubled the price of.
What are you talking about, man? They're just gonna go get VG at Walmart.
Right.
You know?
It'll be fine. The last thing I have is something that we're going to give a hat tip to Jay Bigglesworth, who kind of put together this thing. Massey, if you pull up this image. So an Instagram account called Cloud Provisions.
They're a juice company.
Mm-hmm. they posted a series of 6 Instagram things that kind of tie in some of these activism things that we've been trying to address, and kind of puts them all together and shows what can now be considered a tobacco product if this goes through the way it apparently might go through. If you don't have it handy, Masty, I will pull it up.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
It's not coming up for some reason.
No problem. All right, so sharing my screen right now. Let's make sure we're in. Yeah, here we go. So cloud provisions right about here. So now some wire tobacco product, cotton balls tobacco product, 18650 batteries, which are used in a variety of consumer thingies. Tobacco product, a switch. Now is a tobacco product, a bottle, empty bottle, and a dripper, tobacco product, and an empty project box.
Those cotton balls look like marshmallows.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They're not.
Thomas Jefferson would disagree with that.
Marshmallows.
So let's stop that nonsense. Okay, done. I'm done with the news.
Cool. So
Wait, I thought there was another picture.
I have
The worn out thing.
Yeah,
That's
the
shocking.
RDNA.
Oh, okay.
So first, I got to, and we talked about the Kanger knee box a few times, right, when it was coming out, and we speculated a lot on it. It was going to be big. It was going to be this or that. This is really quick. The Vapors No Halloween party yesterday, I got to hold one. Significantly smaller than I thought. But the only downside that I can see to this thing, because it feels pretty solid, it feels good, is unless you like your air one specific way, you can't change it. That's it. That's what you get. You get what's in that box, airflow, and that's it.
That is a very big butt.
But pretty cool. 10 mil of juice, small, fits nice in the hand. Bitch to clean from what I understand, but pretty cool overall. Let's talk about some mods then. Do you have the first?
Yep.
The first one, the RDNA?
You want to do that one first? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that one first. So, a poster on Reddit, and I saw this, and I thought this was really cool. A guy had an RDNA, it was his all-day mod, and he used it every day for a year, and then he posted some pictures of it at the end result of that year. Still works, still functions fine, but I thought that these pictures were really kind of cool. Which a lot of people have seen this kind of thing with the RDNA, but they get pretty worn.
Mine looked mostly that bad after like 2 or 3 months, and it stopped working. I had to send it back in for fixing.
But that thing's pretty. I mean, that mod has seen some shit.
It has seen some shit. That's true. And by the way, I never dropped mine. It just did that.
Yeah, I think that's almost a normal use kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to give him a little props. It's probably not been abused. It probably just looks like that.
The Chinesium comes right off.
I wanted to chat about a mod that I saw in Safer Vapors, and it is the modder. He does like custom bespoke mods. His name is Richard with Artisan Mods. He does. He made himself one, and it's one of the kind of the most interesting mods that I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
That's not it.
That's not it. It's not the RDNA, but
there you go.
this is just one of the most interesting mods I've seen in a long time. It's a DNA, but Damascus buttons, wood mod. Go ahead and keep scrolling through. That's the top. Back of the mod, so there's the battery tube, exposed battery tube, and then the side and front button. It's just really cool. Like, it's a really cool piece, and I mean, he makes some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. The dude from Artisan, but his waiting list for a mod's like 50 years.
Right. Well, because it takes him forever to craft something new.
Yeah, every single thing he makes is different. They're all custom. They're all custom to what you want if you get on them. But he does really cool stuff, and that one specifically caught my eye as being incredibly different.
Yeah.
So I wanted to shout that out. We talk about advocacy stuff, and we talk about bad stuff that's happening. We have a good thing that happened that I just read about today. There's some new data from the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control, that blows away a lot of, I guess, some of the myths about e-cigarettes. The thing that I really want to note, the thing that I really, really want to talk about is the figures that the CDC has show that 47.6% of current smokers have tried vaping, and 55.4% of smokers who had quit used e-cigarettes to do it.
What?
That is an awesome number.
It is awesome.
That is a fantastically awesome number, and that is from a government agency that works with the other government agencies. It is just, this is a really good read, and it's good news for us. Check it out. At least a lot of it's good news for us, especially that 55%. And that they found that there's no data to say that vaping leads people to smoke, and that just non-smokers don't genuinely pick up vaping. It's a very low percentage. So I thought it was a really good article, and I thought it was really worth. It's really worth a read. I don't want to kind of outline the whole thing, but it's worth a read. So, talking about we don't talk often about brand new gear, like gear for new vapors, right? But a lot of people have been buzzing about this.
Mm-hmm.
The PAX Juul. PAX does make weed vaporizers before, and this is their first entry into the electronic cigarette market.
And it's bomb.
It's three people told me that if this existed when they started vaping, they never would have switched to something that's bigger. And I kind of didn't buy it, so I ordered one because I wanted to try. And I have to say, after trying it, I get it. Like, this isn't for me now as a 3-year vapor on 3 milligram nicotine, but if I was a smoker and this was what I was going with, this could potentially get me to quit smoking. Yeah. This is a fantastic product. Absolutely phenomenal.
I personally feel that this has solved the cigarette. I mean, because I got to try James Martin's at VaporCon. I tried one prior, but whatever juice was in there was shit. I think he had the creme brulee in there. It pretty much is like taking my K-Fun vape and scaling it down even more, and it's great. Like, I'm probably gonna pick one up myself.
The juices aren't fantastic. They're okay.
Yeah.
The refills are expensive. That's what you expect. But it's. I mean, I'll hit it. I'll probably cough because it's a lot of nicotine. But
you said the refills are while you're taking the drag. The refills are expensive, but if you strip them down and take it apart.
So I'm gonna get there too because the refills are like $16 a piece. Holy fuck, that's a lot though. Like, that's a throat hit, right? Like, that's a legitimate like cigarette-y throat hit from this. And I was a menthol smoker, which is why I wanted to try the menthol. But it's a legit like cigarette kind of throat hit. So if you have family members, and one of the reasons why I bring this up, because I know everybody here is vaping bigger stuff. If you have family members who don't want to move to something that's big, this is worth a shot.
The big form factor is a big turnoff for a lot of people to quit smoking and go into vaping, right? Because they know that the little stupid cigarette lights do not work, and they see everything else is like long and irritating to carry and leaks and whatever, right?
Yep, I got this from them with a 4-pack. They're $16 for the 4-pack, but I got it with a 4-pack and this and a charger for $37, which isn't too bad. And I mean, honestly, if you know anybody who's trying to make the jump but is a little worried about making the jump with what we consider traditional e-cigarettes or like our style e-cigarettes, tell them to try this because it's pretty impressive and it's a really. I hope this takes off because I really think this has the potential to get a lot of people off cigarettes.
It's cool.
Just as much as the stuff that we have in front of us.
Did you see how? Did you see the chart on what it does when you're like the difference of the drag that you take depends on power and battery life? There you go, right there. That's what it's doing while you're. So as you can see on the left-hand side, you have the soft pull and the power that it's using, and then a hard pull, it's using more power and delivering more power to it. So that's one of the things that they were talking about was nice because just like with a cigarette, you took a light hit, it was a light hit. You pulled on that, sucker as hard as you could, you were going to get, a bigger hit. So I think it's kind of interesting.
It's an impressive, an honestly impressive piece of technology, and it works pretty good. It's the PAX Juul, Juul, for horror. He said, "Is it a product?" It's a cigarette-like kind of style product, and I actually might buy one for my mom who just quit smoking and is having a hard time. So yeah, I can't I can speak pretty highly about that. It's not like my thing, but I can speak pretty highly about it. It's pretty good. Yeah. So that's all I have.
Refill.
Oh, so if you want, you can pull the cartridges apart and refill them with fairly minimal work and put your own juice in it, which I did for 2 of my cartridges. I put in some stuff. The flavor's crap. None of our juices are made to fire at that kind of low voltage.
Yeah.
So the flavor's not really very good. It does wick high VG juice, though, I will say that. I didn't get any burn hits or anything on high VG juice. But you can fill it, and you can refill it with your own juice. So, even if you DIY or want to hire Nick or something, you can refill them in the work.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Masty.
Okay, so I didn't have anything in my news, but as we were talking, I wanted to show something that Cat Dumpling posted on the Plumes page, and it's this guy right here going. As you can see there, he's got his ad and he's showing you, burp. It's just
Hashtag the spurt was great.
The spurt was great. Next thing is some Titans went up for sale. Go get them.
There's an hour ago.
There's not a whole bunch. Dang it, there was something else that I wanted to talk about as we were talking. More next week. I'll be going over the Noisy Cricket by Jabo and Wismek. And we'll do some first impressions and that, since I just received it today, and that's pretty much about it. I didn't have much in the news department this week, so we kind of talked about the advocacy stuff.
God, Food, do you do anything during the week?
So next time then, right? We have talked about this guest a few times. We've shared a few of his videos too, right? So this isn't something...
One of my favorite new reviewers out there. I absolutely love him. Love his reviews to death.
Yep. And I have to thank him early just now for staying up so late to be here. Everybody, please welcome Big J, who's muted.
He's muted. Now there he goes.
What's up? It's Big J. I's back in the kitchen on Plumes.
What's up, Jay? How you doing?
What's up? I is well fucking knackered, waiting for you talking stuff and all that.
We did have a bit of a thing that we had to talk about some advocacy and some atomizers and stuff, but
understood, no problem at all.
So you definitely have had, and I think I put your Snapdragon video on Plumes a few weeks ago.
I saw that. I was going to say thanks for the big shout out. That was well wicked. Got some views. It was good.
It was good. Fantastic. Well, I mean, so just I guess, do you want to tell everybody what your channel's about?
Really, what my channel is about is doing like vape reviews as fast as possible. Under 30 seconds, mainly juices. Because I was fed up of watching 20 minutes for one fucking liquid. I don't give a shit about the nuances of a custard. Just get it fucking done. 30 seconds, in it. Done.
Is it good? Is it not good? Would you keep it in your book?
That's all you want to know. And if it's shit, I throw it away.
Is there anything that you've reviewed recently that you can share with us that you want to throw away?
There is nothing. If I've already thrown it, I have thrown it. That's how it works, to be honest, fool.
When it's gone,
it's gone.
Pretend it never existed.
Gone. Never existed. Try it, vape it, chuck it, fuck it. Don't want it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It does make sense.
This is when people on YouTube turn on the captions. So.
There does seem to be a little slight problem, like a malfunction on YouTube. Don't really know what the fuck I'm saying, but I think they is working on it.
Oh no, there's no malfunction. It's the best captions ever when you put them on your videos.
Yeah,
I get a kick out of it. It's great.
That's like an added bonus, like DVD extras, you know? Just turn it on, read them instead.
So I guess we should ask, what kind of stuff do you have coming in the future? So your channel's kind of new, but it's exciting. What's coming up?
I have got a load of juices in from the land where you live, I think. I got one in tonight called Green Goddess by Magic Elixir. That'll be coming up this week. I got some more from Vape Kitchen from the people who brought you the mango sticky rice and the Irish car fucking disgusting bomb.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're going to see.
Massblast really liked the Irish car bomb, and I know you did not.
It is
Yeah,
fucking
that's good shit.
disgusting. I like Guinness, I like Baileys, mix them together, turns out you get piss, which is interesting. As an experiment, I like that.
That's right.
Good.
That's right. Well, we should be calling it Boilermaker anyway, right? That's kind of a rude name.
Say what?
We should be calling it a Boilermaker anyway, right? Because the other name that it's called is rude. It's not.
That
it's
is
not,
quite rude, yes.
Yeah.
I did note that in the description.
Yeah.
Don't really say that one.
So what sort of device have you really been liking trying out your juices on?
I've been trying the Snapdragon for the last little while, and I think that is great for when you're just trying a juice for the first time. And the other thing is the Vapor Giant, which I don't really think you have got in the US of A yet.
Yeah, you have to order from over there. That's true.
Yeah, I think InTaste is the only one that I saw them carrying. Yeah.
So, and I guess kind of just another curious question too is you for a little while now you've had an agent by the name of John, right? How do you feel about your
admin, agent, stuff like that? He organises fuck all. I do the odd birthday party, and sometimes I film myself on a BMX outside Morrison's. We is working on that as like a follow-up thing.
So how do you feel now that your agent is doing his own show?
Who is doing his own what?
Your agent's doing his own show. We're announcing that in a little bit. How do you feel about that?
What is that thing you was saying though? Is he got his own show, like the John show?
Well, it's him and 3 other guys.
This is really not he's supposed to be only looking after me, not himself, and we've had this a few times when he's done like the lip syncing shit and everything like that, and I really think he's taking a piss, if I'm completely honest. And now I'm going to get in trouble because now you've made me shout. I can hear my nan out in the thing. Just leave it for 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Okay.
What?
Did he just pull a Twisted 420?
I think he's, yeah.
I don't think you were supposed to tell him that, Sean.
I didn't know. Yeah. Oh, and
There he goes.
drop 2.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have to put annotations on the show, turn captions on here now, because I couldn't understand a word he was saying there at the end. Like, what?
He was mad that his agent's not looking after him as the number one important.
No, I understood that part, but then he was something like, me, yelling my mom's car, vroom, vroom, and I'm like, what?
He said, I think I heard my nan.
Yeah, he woke his mom.
Oh.
And she yelled for him, and he just kind of left and then dropped, and I don't really know what's going on now.
He was in the fucking kitchen. What do you expect?
It's true. We did get him a little riled up there at the end. Way to go, Sean.
Well, okay, so I probably should have waited a little while because we needed to, or we should have probably announced it before we brought him in, that John is doing the
show.
Yeah, the Ideal Ohm Show, right?
Ideal Ohm Show.
We probably should have announced that John Martin, Big J's agent, is doing the Ideal Ohm Show. So there's
Sean ruined the surprise.
Well, I kind of did when I talked to him. I thought he knew, though, man. Like, I thought he did.
So while hopefully he gets sorted that out, so the Ideal Ohm Show is something we've been wanting to do for a long time. We're gonna make a live show live for the UK specifically, so they don't have to stay up until all hours tonight to watch us live. They can get their own live show, get their own news, get their own advocacy, all that sort of stuff. They can do that themselves. We've got Dean the Vaping Biker, Rick from modmaker.co.uk, the guy that makes a bunch of stuff, but including this really cool enclosure. Then we've got Craig, a longtime buddy of ours from the UK.
It's Craig.
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 I like saying Craig.
No, Craig.
Craig.
Well,
Plus John Martin,
yeah,
who's actually pretty famous. I don't know if anybody.
He's gonna have a hard time explaining that to.
Yeah. So.
What do you mean you're on a show now? You're supposed to be my agent. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's not.
So we grabbed John because Jay ran off, right?
Right.
So John's here now. We got a hold of him because I think we have to break the news that I think I ruined your Ideal Home Show spot, and I think Jay's pissed off at you.
I think he is, because I just got 2 text messages. One to say that I've woken up you've woken up his nan, or you've woken up his mum, or something, and then an angry voicemail, which I'm sure I'll listen to in a little while.
Sorry, man. My apologies.
For those that don't know, this is Jean Martin, Big J's agent, who is also who moonlights as an admin on the Safer Vapors, which is Damien's old group that he's been running for a very long time. Who's just a massive group in the UK for vapors. Yeah?
And the final announced host for the Ideal Home Show, which is the Home Pages UK specific show.
Thank you for asking me to do it.
Absolutely.
What are you vaping on, John?
I've got the same. Well, I've got Raspberry Mint in a Vapor Giant, the same one that Big J reviewed, that I ordered. He reviewed.
Oh, so you had to pay for it, huh?
I had to pay for it.
No.
Yeah, he only stocked shelves at the local supermarkets. Someone's got to buy shit for him.
So, I suppose we should do the. Should we do the Ideal Home Show stuff first? Get all that out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that, because first the name, right? Because the name is very inherently British.
It is. Yeah, I don't think you know what that is in the US, which is a sort of it's like a cultural icon, really. It's a show that's every year called the Ideal Home Show, which is very twee and very middle class.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, we thought we'd steal that. The home show. We were trying to stay away from calling it like anything like clouds and vaping and.
Right. Well, I mean, we came from a very middle class show that we kind of modified into this show's name too. So
Yeah.
The DIY I was asking if there's going to be subtitles.
YouTube's, which are hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even better.
Well, unless you have Big J on there, it should be pretty reasonable. I mean, none of you guys have like ridiculous accents. Everybody should be able to get that. Big J's a little bit of an exception.
You could have called it "Put Your Top Caps On."
Put your top caps. I don't even get that part.
Or mount your coils, or
We were trying
Or
to
show
avoid
your foreheads.
To be honest, we didn't. Well, it was a friend of mine that thought of the name in the end after a few days of us trying to think of different things.
It's hard to come up with like clever names.
Yeah.
Like something that's going to stick.
Sean kept trying to make us call it something to do with Sherlock Holmes. I think he's got sort of an obsession.
Yeah, I did.
I'm surprised it didn't end up being something Doctor Who he was pushing.
I'm surprised you didn't try to make it something Ninja Turtle-y.
Doctor Who is too obvious. Ninja Turtles isn't British.
There's a British character in Ninja Turtles, right? What was that one guy?
No.
Thanks, you're going to be the liaison for this show?
I could be the liaison for this show. That's fine. That's part of my job.
It's only it's
The
at
Chancellor,
the embassy.
Chancellor Splinter.
So, and we said before you jumped in that it's you, it's Dean the Vaping Biker, who is a good friend and just a fucking hilarious guy. Craig, who's honestly one of the most knowledgeable vapors that I've met.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick from Modmaker, who's the tech guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I don't think anybody knows more about juice than Craig. It's just like, astounding, like walking, talking.
An amazing. I mean, he orders juice like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
He wears front zipper pocket jeans. He owns that shit.
I hadn't even noticed that.
He's probably going to call me a cunt tomorrow morning when I talk to him.
Probably. That's probably true. He does have some pretty. He's a multi-talented person. I know Craig probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Got all kind of cool hobbies. He's a man of the world. I think is that how you might want to say it.
I've been for a drink with Fu on my honeymoon in New York. That's what I did.
It was
So I
good
joined my
times.
wife.
I personally find that's hilarious. Like, why were you having a drink with a med when you're on your honeymoon?
Well, I was in New York and I thought, who do I know?
Mm-hmm.
We had some dank burgers for dinner, and then we had a brew.
I'm excited. Do you want to share any topics or anything from your?
There's a couple of things that are banging around at the moment. I know we're going to talk about. It's too late. Jesus, my brain.
Now, see, this is why they're airing at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Because at the moment it's 3:20 a.m. Yeah. We're trying to think of what topics we were talking about today. I know we're talking about. Basically, it's 4 blokes who vape in different styles and just general things like what to look for when you're in a bricks and mortar shop. I don't know what you call them in the US. A shop.
I like the plural, bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
Yeah, bricks.
We just chopped the S off. We just
right, yeah. Well, it's what to look for when you're in one. Sort of how you know or what questions to ask. Like that. One of the subjects I know Dean spoke to me earlier about, and I think it's a great idea, is air travel, because it's one of those questions I get asked all the time. And I've travelled to America, the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and as long as it's packed properly, I've never had a problem. It's more intrigue from customs and security than never had any hassle at all.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how that's any different over there, but over here, if anybody's watching and is curious, we'll say it again. Just bring all your mods and batteries and stuff. They come on board with you. Do not pack them in your jetpack.
Absolutely. When we travelled, we went through Newark and JFK. We were there. And I think the flask was the only. There was a lady at customs thought it might actually be a flask.
Yes.
Spirits, but
I will say at my airport, at the Baltimore airport, they tend to flag my bag pretty regularly with mods in it. So I put my mods in their own little plastic bin, and then I put them in my bag after I get through security, since an airline lady in Chicago dropped my Uber Tootin' Zero, putting it back in my bag once.
Yeah, which is not cool.
My bag was taken off, ran through, swabbed, friggin' dumped out.
I had my SX Mini swabbed once. That was it. Fuck all of it.
They didn't
How
touch the
does
mods.
it feel?
They didn't touch the mods. They just. I mean, like, what? You didn't see what you saw the first time, so they ran it through again, and then they swab it, and everything's fine.
So we're getting a lot of suggestions for show names in the side chat, by the way.
Yes, I love them.
I have the best one. It's called Straight Fit Plumes.
Straight Fit Plumes. I like Are You Being Squomped? That's actually one of my favorites I've heard so far.
Top vaping gear.
Oh man, top vaping gear, sure.
I don't want to make you guys. I don't want to make you give away too much. It honestly, this has been something that we have wanted to do for a very long time. Mm-hmm. When Reviewers Queue kind of went bottom up a little bit there, we decided to do it.
Tits up.
Brits with wigs.
We picked, and we kind of like got people together that we thought would mesh really well, right? And that were different, and could talk about different experiences and different kind of stuff and all that. So, I mean, I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited for it. That's Thursday, 9 p.m., whatever time zone is in the UK.
Just the time zone, the only one that's
they only have one
invented time, so it's ours. So
yeah, whichever one's there is it's that.
I think Greenwich Mean Time at the moment, because
Wankers with Attitude. That's a good one.
I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern.
Wankers with Attitude. I do like that. That's quite good.
I kind of like Plumes of Hazard with U's and Plumes and Hazard. That's nice.
Plumes of Haggis.
Plumes of Haggis.
They spelled haggis wrong. Come on.
Tight butthole in the wall.
Silverstein says vapors with hair. Okay.
Well, we established this earlier. We account for 4 fully haired, full-grown haired people because of me and Mast. We can, shoulder the load
I just think it's funny Silverstein saying that. Sorry about that.
But even if we all went bald, we've got Dean, so he'd cover us anyway. He's got enough hair for absolutely everybody.
Plenty of hair for everybody. Always.
Yeah, he is indeed tough enough.
So, outside of that, let's talk a little bit about because, like I said, I don't want to give away too much for your premiere show, which I'm sure is going to be wonderfully awkward because they always are.
Yes. Ours certainly was.
Oh, absolutely. I want to talk a little bit because you're very involved, and we talked about Safer Vapors. And Safer Vapors is a fairly large, several thousand people Facebook vaping community that's centered primarily in the UK, with a bunch of US guys who want to pretend that they're in the UK, like Brian. But you're an admin over there, and you're very, very involved in that community, and it's a really interesting place.
SV is it's kind of crafted its own groove, I suppose, because it's I think it's the biggest high-end community in the UK, with no clones, which it's sort of famous for, and forfeits for rule breaks and things like that. It's very good. If you've got a set, basically SV is for anybody who's got a bit of a sense of humour about themselves, really, because that's just kind of the way it is. But they're the biggest bastards in the world, but they'll give you the coat off their back in 2 seconds.
Well, we really just stole forfeits from you.
Yeah. I saw that. That's
very
fine.
recently.
We just took that as a compliment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Would you like to talk briefly, because I think there's the forfeits when they're done the way they used to be done, and what we've kind of come back to. They're not done as humiliation. They're done as a bit, like you said, like if you can laugh at yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of the admin almost get to show you their personality in the forfeits, really. So if they're a bit of a, some of them are harder than others, and some of them are easy. Most of mine are things I do just for a laugh, to be honest, if it was me. And I understand that some people are shy and whatever, but it's 2 seconds, it's a closed group, no one can see it anyway, and you almost become a group hero for a couple of days. I mean, we've had a couple of people who've been broke a rule, and they've done their forfeit, and then they've become a member of the group who everybody knows because they're the guy who did the Numa Numa song. That's still my favourite one. It's so funny.
And I wouldn't mind, it's crossed my mind a few times to hand check my Nemesis clone just so I can do a forfeit, because John picks some fucking good ones to do.
And I think that's the important part too, is when you do it, right? Whether it's singing a bad song or some pop song or with a shoe on your head or whatever it is, when you do it, every single comment after that is good on you. That was hilarious.
Exactly.
Well done. Good on you.
Everybody pulls together.
So for anybody who's not familiar, what a forfeit is if you break the rules of a group, you have to do a thing called a forfeit, which is usually singing a song, or lip syncing, or a dance, or something like that.
Or you get bounced.
Yeah, or you get bounced out of the group.
Right.
You've got 24 hours to do it, and if you don't, you're gone.
So, off of that note, Dong Magnum, one of the guys in our chat, wants to know how you feel about sausages.
That's the word. It's one of the most confusing things for people who first get in, and it's just our own amusement. There was a sort of rumour that you couldn't even say the word clone, and so somebody else said, well, instead of using the word clone, why don't we just say something else? What's a word we can use as code for clone, which is sausage. So if something's been cloned, it's been sausaged. Is that a sausage rose means? Is that a clone rose? Yeah. And it's the most confusing thing for new members because they just think, what's the sausage one?
what's the sausage? Sure. Right on.
And normally, the clones always... The funny thing is people think that a lot of people are sort of walking, talking encyclopedias of the vaping world and can see it's a clone, but most of the time it's because there's a bloody obvious mistake, like they didn't make it in that colour, or the AFC is completely wrong or something.
Yeah.
Clones in a blanket.
Well, the other one is where'd you buy it from, people, or how much did you pay for it? And if it's a £90 dripper and you bought it for a tenner, it's pretty obvious. It's not real.
There was somebody told me about an argument about that very recently. It was some fairly high dollar item, and somebody said it's authentic. I got it for $35. The shop sold it to me for $35. They assured me that it was authentic, and I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Assured?
Yeah, like they
what's assurance? Yeah, dude, it's authentic.
Yeah. But I mean,
that's the one we get in trouble for, because then that happens quite a lot, and then somebody will say, well, it's not my fault because I didn't know this. But the thing is, the forfeits are so, for me, I think they're so daft, and just a laugh. I just think you should just do it anyway. I don't care.
Well, and Damien started off, right, like way back, a couple of years ago, right? I don't even remember what happened. Something happened where instead of coming in and just apologizing, he sang an apology song.
That being said, Damien loves humiliating himself in public.
Oh, fuck it. Damien will do it as well. If he breaks the rules and you call Damien on it, he said to, I remember a little while ago, the last forfeit he did, he said, he just sent me a PM that said "mean me," which means that I'm going to write a meme for him.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah, so he's quite happy.
But it's a very interesting, because it's one of the tighter knit communities. It's a lot like what we have with Plumes, right? It's a very tight knit community where people know each other and people rag on each other, and there's not a lot of that in the sub vaping communities. Like, that's kind of a rarity. Which is
I think it's a rarity to be able to have a joke with admin, because some of them think in other groups that you've been in, they think they're sort of demigods.
Yes,
it's like an RA in college.
It's like somebody asked me, a new member once, and he said, because we said, it's just a laugh, you can take the piss out of anybody you want, and he said, could I call an admin a cunt? And I said, yeah, it's a lot like Buckaroo. I don't mind if you call me a cunt, but there's another 7. I'm not sure how they feel about it, so give it your best shot.
Well, it's the same, like when we rewrote our rules, we specifically added a line in there, like, the only thing that will admin on you is if you go against the rules that we wrote. Argue with us, bicker with us, debate us, I don't care. We're at the same level when it comes outside of adminning that group as everybody else is.
Well, not you, Sean. You're like...
Well, up here, sure, but I still got to follow the same rules.
Right.
Or I have to say, I'm sorry.
Just not the same atmospheric rules.
No.
Dogman is right. So he thinks it's funnier when people are called out for the forfeit, they get pissed off and don't do it. And that's called a flounce, right? And that's often fantastic as well.
That's even funnier. The more sort of self-righteous they become, the funnier it becomes. But I don't know if they realise that. It's a great way of neutralising people who are taking the piss out of you if they're focused on something, which I never understand why. Because these are fully grown adults. If anybody ever does it to me, I just agree with it. If they tell me, somebody said to me once that, I can't remember, oh, you're only doing that because you've got a small cock. And I said, it's called a micro penis, it's a condition. It's incredible. Why do I give a fuck what some twat in his spare room's typing on a computer? I don't care.
Yeah, someone said, like, I posted when I was talking about when I got my double helix design cap for my tugboat, I forgot to talk about the packaging during the show, so I took a picture of it. I said it was adorable packaging, which it was, and someone's like, did you just say adorable? It's like, yeah, I did. Deal with it. You know?
Sure. That's right. Let me straighten my coddy. Exactly. Is there anything like an advocacy thing that's going on in the UK that people should know about? I hate to throw you under the bus or put you on the spotlight this morning.
To be honest, I was watching the show obviously before you brought me on, and you were talking about the online petition thing. We were talking about that, and I just couldn't agree more. The amount of times they get dropped on, and you can on the UK government website, you can make any petition you want. You just type in any old bollocks, and then you ask people to sign it. And it's not a focused thing; it's just a scattergun approach. So there's hundreds of petitions, and some of them are even badly spelt. It says, you have got to stop trying to pick on vapors and stuff. And then you think, what the fuck is going to do nothing at all?
Okay, you stay indoor for recess for picking on vapors.
It's just ridiculous. There are, at the moment we've got the NHS, the National Health Service in the UK. They've started recommending that people vape in their stop smoking, clinics, which is really good. It's a good sign. The UK government, I'm sure you're all aware of this, have defined vaping as different to smoking in a piece of legislation that came out very recently with smoking in cars, where they've taken and electronic cigarettes are not counted. It's illegal to smoke in the car with children in the car, which I can't believe it's taken this long to get there, but it's illegal to smoke in the car.
And I think that is over here too, but that's cool that they separated vape.
Yeah, they took vaping off. It says it's defined at on the bottom. Electronic cigarettes are not covered by this legislation.
Well, good on them. That's good.
That's great. The one thing I would just say about SV, which I didn't mention, which I should have mentioned really, when there's all the bastardness and all the piss taking and all the fucking about and being horrible to each other, but there's also done raffles and things. We've had raffles for charity. They're normally just people who are down on their luck, really. Right. And because I couldn't be bothered to go back through the page and work out how much it was, I gave away some juice the other week to see if I could get somebody else to do my work for me and go and find all the raffles and calculate exactly how much it was. And it's just under £30,000, which I don't know what that is in US.
That's a lot of dollars.
$49,000. That's what I was gonna say too. And it's not all like crazy sob story stuff either. It's people that either Damien knows or somebody, one of the admins know that, like, they're one of the guys, their house burned out, right? And they got kids.
Yeah.
And people just like offering up expensive mods and just donating towards this stuff to get it raffled out. I think that's fantastic. I think that's a really, really cool thing.
It's always been, and a lot of the times the recipient doesn't even know that we're doing it.
Right.
And so, because all of us are friends with, so many friends, people on Facebook, and you get things where you just see someone's having a really crap time.
Yeah.
And with SV, sometimes we know we can do something about it. And you can do things. So actually, when I was on my honeymoon, I'll say this, but I won't say their name. This guy I know's cellar flooded, who happens to be a vapor. And so when I was on my honeymoon, I messaged one of the other admin and said, "Can you sort this out?" And they had a raffle, and it was a lot of his daughter's, school pictures and things got ruined. All the memories of like things you'd stick on the fridge.
Sure.
And they ended up buying her a brand new Xbox with 4 games and stuff. It's taken mine. I think that's awesome.
That's cool.
Absolutely. And I think that's important too. It's that sense of community. It's the closeness that exists there that does it, right? And it plays a long way. And it's you guys can be mean.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people who absolutely fucking hate us. Totally.
There's a very strong sense of community, and you guys do a lot to help out other people who need it too. However, though, it is 3:30 in the morning for you, so I don't want to keep you up all night. Especially because now that Big J's pissed off at you.
I'll deal with that.
Having to put up with that, that's going to be...
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm going to share the link to the Ideal Ohm Show's YouTube page. There's nothing on it yet. I'm sure that's coming. The first show is Thursday. It's 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. for anybody in the UK. Mm-hmm. For anybody who wants to check it out. John, thank you for staying up.
No worries.
We'll chat later about how we want to handle Big J just storming off on us, because that was incredibly unprofessional.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
I'm sure I'll just give him some juice in the morning or something.
Absolutely. So, to everybody who watches, guys, the hosts, thank you guys. We are 2 weeks from Tulsa.
Is it 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks from Tulsa.
Yeah, 1 show in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
next Friday.
From Tulsa, Oklahoma, and BCC, and that is going to be a blast with Coley and Phil and Ruby and Flitzy and us and Vanessa, and there's a lot of people to list. Dimitri, and there's a lot of people to list, and it's going to be a really good show. I'm really excited.
Keep it going.
Keep it going, it's now time to end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody, peace out.
Have a good night.
Out. Good night.